Okay, welcome to a new episode of Nate's MMA Corner. I am Nate, and if you watch my show, you're in my corner. Today's episode is a post-fight show for UFC 175. Chris Weidman versus Lyoto the Dragon Machida for the UFC Middleweight Championship of the World. And in the co-main event was Ronda Rousey, Women's Bantamweight Champion in the UFC, versus Alexis Davis in a title clash of the ages. Yeah, so let's get started with the post-fight show, or the main card. Okay, so Chris Weidman, Machida for the UFC Middleweight Championship of the World. It was an amazing main event fight. Sparks flew all over the place the first 3 rounds. It was great job by Weidman getting takedowns, landing good strikes, good technical boxing, working the jab. Definitely worked that jab, found his range, figured he would. I thought he was going to knock out Machida in this fight, but you know, Machida, he can take a beating. And Machida came back in round 4, and he really was rocking in the pocket Chris Weidman. And then round 5, Weidman survives and barely wins round 5 and wins a unanimous decision. Okay, now on to the co-main event. It was 16 seconds. Ronda Rousey takes down Alexis Davis, pounds her out. The end. She wins by, it was a labeled it, yeah, KO, punches officially. And that was only 16 seconds. That sums up that fight. That was Ronda Rousey's 4th title defense as Bantamweight champion in the UFC against Alexis Davis, who's definitely tough. So it was a very impressive win. Then, also on the main card, we had Uriah Hall versus Thiago Santos. That was a middleweight bout, and that went to decision unanimous for Uriah Hall. Yeah, there was 28-29 and 30-27s in there. 30-27 and 29-28. Great fight for Uriah Hall. He's a warrior. His busted toe, he went through it, and he looked good in the fight. And yeah, Thiago Santos is a warrior too, and Uriah Hall coming off impressive win over Chris Lieben, and now this. You know, Uriah Hall is definitely on the right track now. So good job, Uriah Hall. Hope the toe gets better. Big fan of you, man. Then to kick off the main card, we had Russell Dome versus Marcus Brimage. Now I thought Marcus Brimage was going to win this fight easily. And I thought, oh well, you know, he wasn't a bad featherweight, and he's dropping down to bantamweight, and he's going to be able to just steamroll through some of the mid-range in the rankings, at least, in the bantamweight division. And yeah, Russell Dome, you know, this fight could have gone either way. I could see how they gave it to Russell. I mean, Russell was really mixing things up in this fight, and it was a close, hard-fought fight. But yeah, Russell Dome, he got takedowns, landed some good, clean shots, and yeah, Russell Dome, he wins by split decision. And then the 5th fight on this main card, which was going to be the 3rd fight, the fight in the middle of the main card, which was going to be Stefan Struve and Matt Mitrione, got taken out, as you all know. I was devastated over this. Being a big Stefan Struve fan, having met the guy, knowing what a good guy he is, I wish him the best. I hope his heart gets better, and hope to see him continue and figure this whole thing out, whatever he needs to do. Yeah, it would be great to see him back in the UFC, but if he decides to, I respect that too. Just overall, I just wish him the best. Get well soon, Stefan. Okay, so that wraps up the post-fight show for UFC 175. Stay tuned for my next episode, which will be about UFC Ultimate Fighter 19 season finale. Until then, see ya.